Hello, everyone.
What is going on, people? Alright, we're back. A little change. She's trying to do her TikTok stuff.
Watch Live Center. Go live.
So, alright, guys, it's been a while since we've been on. Actually, quite a bit.
Unstable network. Do I have your...
You should. Been on it before. Alright, yeah, guys,
What
we've
is
been
your
here, or been missing for a few weeks or whatnot.
Yep,
Everything's,
I was sick for a minute. Not sick. I had... It started with my allergies at first. Allergies, for some reason, get bad, and then sometimes my allergies turn into a sinus infection. So, yeah.
So, hope everybody's good.
I am trying to go live on TikTok, so don't mind me.
But
Is that yours?
yes. You're probably gonna have to put a password here.
So, we'll see if we can get on TikTok and then start
That
with
is
some
not what I typed in.
jabberjawing. Are you having issues?
Your phone is very sensitive.
Yes, it is.
Well, just like a woman.
Hey now.
Very sensitive.
Trust me, not all women are sensitive. I'm one of them women that are not that sensitive.
Yeah, hopefully that works. Alright, you should be good.
Okay.
Alright, anyway. So, what have you been up to?
Not much. Just, trying not to allow myself to go to a place that I don't ever want to be again. As in before Christ.
So what was one of the things I sent you? I can't remember now.
You sent me a lot of things.
The one of, who do you think is more, I don't want to say favored, but who can get away with more, or who has more privilege? A man or a woman in this world? It just ain't gonna let you. I don't think it likes you today.
Confirm my age to go live.
See, that's why I don't do the TikTok
Old.
shit. I don't do
No,
the
I'm
TikTok
not
shit.
old. Come on. Alright, you know what?
You should have been prepared.
I'm just gonna do this. Hey, this is the first time going live on TikTok, so.
Jeez.
And since they want to be dick knobs.
Dick nubs.
Yeah.
Really? There really that many questions?
Well, it's like how to confirm your age to go live. I just freaking did. Selfie with ID.
Anyway.
Yeah, I ain't doing all that.
Anyway.
You can
Okay.
suck a
So
frickin'
my
bleep, bleep,
my
bleep.
thoughts on that one is, do I think it's more privileged? No. Do I think that a man will have more issues in life with a lot? Yes. But I mean, I'm not saying that females won't have issues, or I'm not saying that females won't get in trouble or get away with everything or stuff like that. But when it comes down to the fact of
You think a woman has more say than a man?
And to get privileges and stuff like that, yes. Um, like for instance, um, well, we could just do the same old, pro-life choice. Women have more privilege over that than a man.
They have more privilege over that because liberals have gotten sissified, and so has society.
But
And
that,
they think that it's a woman's choice to choose. Well, okay. But
I'm just saying they have more of a choice out of it because you're not going to.
well, yeah, because because in the eyes of most women now, it's my body. You don't have a say. It's your kid, but it's my body. You don't have a say in what I do with my body. But if the wheels were turned and because to a lot of people, babies are just fetuses all the way up to 9 months when they're coming out of the frickin' hoo-ha as a full-fledged human being.
You said who?
Which is baloney.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I just think it's more the fact of that they have to say in what can happen, and they can get away with the whole. You can abort a child, which murder. But yet, if a man hits a woman, he can't be like, well, I didn't know, in a car accident or something like that. But also the fact of, would people feel the same if it was the reverse? If, and God knows I know this can't happen, but if it was reversed, if the men were the ones having the baby and shit like that, would it still be that right law? Would it still be the option of, okay, if, he wanted it and she didn't, would she have to pay child support? Would she have to have the same, rules and laws as it is now?
Well, some women do have to pay child support.
Well, they had been proven pretty fucking unfit.
Right.
So.
But and that's why it's like I don't agree with the laws and that and how it is. And if I was a judge, most women would not like me. They would wish, oh God, don't go to her. Please don't have her because she's a bitch. I mean, that's exactly how it would be because I don't go along with.
No, I would be completely fair with it. But I'm not gonna.
But these women are not fair.
No, a lot of people aren't fair. In the court system.
What are you drinking?
Pineapple hula.
Pineapple what?
Hula. I don't want to show it. I ain't gonna advertise that shit.
Is it like an alcohol drink? That's a new one.
That's one hooked on. That shit's good.
Well, I could tell.
she real good. But anyway,
you went from Angry Bird to Hula.
Same
Hula can.
It's cider. The court systems now are just corrupt, and they only do it to get their paycheck, and so it's not fair for anybody. But the second thing is the fact of a woman can walk into a job interview and have the same interview as a man, and yet 9 times out of 10, well, I don't say 9 times out of 10, but if they don't get the job, they can play, oh, you're sexist, you're this, you're that, blah 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 blah. Especially if it's a gay female, or whatnot. They're like, oh, you're going against my preference or whatever. It's just, I just think that men have the downfall on a lot of things over a woman being able to use those type of excuses. I'm not sexist. I'm all for fair game for anything. I just think that people need hired on a job for their experience and what they can do, not for what they are or who they are. That's
Right.
all. I just think a lot a lot of times now people are hired like, oh, she looks good, or he looks good, or what they don't hire on the experience.
Sometimes they don't. Sometimes men go after. Sometimes depending on who's in charge. Sometimes if it's a man, sometimes the man hires the woman because she's pretty. And then sometimes the woman hires the man because he's hot.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think that you should hire someone on looks.
no, that's what I'm saying. It should be all on experience. It shouldn't
right.
be on any type of.
But also, again, I don't think everybody should have to have some sort of degree to get a job, because you can be street smart, and have all the street smart knowledge that you need that will actually do the job better than someone who has a degree who's never done anything. They just got out of school for it's
That's
like
what I'm saying. You got to be qualified and be able to prove the fact that you can do the job, not just somebody just, oh, here's Joe Schmo.
Well, right, but a lot of people, it's like, oh, you don't have a degree, so therefore you can't get this job, even though we know that you could do a better job because you have common sense and you have knowledge and stuff like that. Let's say someone goes from one office job and is trying to get a different office job, and the different office job is saying, oh, well, regardless of if you've been at that last job for 10 years and you know what you're doing, you don't have a degree, so we can't hire you. We're going to hire someone who's a fucking idiot and, has book knowledge but no common sense or no knowledge, and we got to train them instead of hiring someone who already knows what the hell they're doing.
Which is a lot of what goes on right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's just, and that's probably why a lot of people nowadays they just don't want a job.
Well,
they just they're not gonna hire me because of this. Well, you don't know until you fucking go.
Exactly. But and that comes down to if they're gonna make excuses to not go out and get a job, then they're just lazy and they don't want to work.
Yeah, which is a lot of people now, but it's gonna change. It's gonna change.
Let's hope. Let's hope we get these stupid little, I don't know, do we call them millennials or children who 21 years old and not wanting to freaking work, 18 years old not wanting to freaking work, but just wanting to stay home and live off of mommy and daddy. What's going on, Mark Lintz? Can you hear me, Mark? Say yes if you can. Because I'm actually live on my Facebook. So what?
Yeah, well, I had it on the Bluetooth on my phone because that's how I'm watching it, and
Come on, fucker.
and it was hooked to the radio.
Oh, lovely.
So Bluetooth. But anyway,
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, Mark can hear us.
yeah.
Say hi to Dan. This is my podcast partner.
Woo!
I can't turn my phone, rotate it so we can both be in it. So it's just.
Does it change the lights again?
No, but I'm not on TikTok. I'm just on live Facebook.
Oh, so it won't let you. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, so that's how I feel about the whole job situation, and I guess you could say.
All right, let's ask Mark. Hey, Mark, what do you think the one of the topics is? These kids these days don't want to work. You're right, they don't. But what do you think, Mark? What do you think? Who is more privileged these days, the men or the women? Like when it comes to what? Anything in jobs?
Anything, like I'm saying, it's obviously the choice, shit. Obviously that's no matter what going to be.
Well, that choice, that's just.
Yeah, that's never going to change. But the fact of getting jobs or just some of the laws that are out there,
Some of the laws.
See, my southern coming in.
Oh shit!
I'm not even from the South, but
Don't lie.
I'm not. Born and raised here.
He says women where he works.
Mm-hmm.
I think the women are more privileged where Steve works too. At the nursing home.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it can be either way.
Are we live on YouTube?
On YouTube, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey Mark, we do have a YouTube channel, so we're live on YouTube too if you want to check it out. The Uncensored.
The Uncensored Podcast.
The Uncensored
You gotta say
Podcast.
podcast.
But it's not with Dan and Laura anymore like
Because
it used to be.
You can't have that.
Just put D and L.
On the down low.
Right? On the down low.
But
Hi, my cousin Lori. She's watching. Hi, Lori. I'm doing live. We're doing my podcast live. Say hi to my podcast partner, Dan.
Yeah, so that was the one topic. What was the other topic? The other topic was I'm gonna have to go back to my phone and look at it.
Well, I came across this thing and I think I sent it to you. It was if your child calls another man dad or daddy,
Mm-hmm.
do you write that child off?
No.
Do you disown that child?
No.
Because the one person said yes, you disown that child because they're not loyal.
No. Well, how old is this child?
I don't know, a kid.
Well, if it's a kid,
I would say
if he's calling another man dad, then obviously it's in a separate family, separate housings or whatnot. I understand that. As long as that person does not, if the kid wants to call him dad, then whatever. It is what it is. You can't tell the kid he can't have freedom of speech, even though if he's young or not. But as long as that person is, and I hate to say being a father figure, like not beating my kid, not yelling at my kid and all that stuff, there's nothing I can say about it. Now, once you put hands on my kid, that's a different story.
right.
But once they get older, if they want to do it, obviously they're older, they know what the hell they're doing. I wouldn't disown them, but it'd be more like, I'm your dad. Call him whatever you want, but you don't need to go to that person for things you need to get from your actual dad. You come to me first.
Right.
But I wouldn't disown them.
Right. I mean, it's like when I was dating someone who had kids, they called me mom all the time. It was always, and they were calling me mom right off the bat. And maybe it's because their own mom wasn't there originally, like she should have been, because he had full custody. But, I mean, it was, but like the mom got mad.
But in this situation, well, in both situations, I think that, like for instance, in your case, if those kids are calling you mom, I think that father should have been like, hey, that's not your mom. You can call it what you want, but he needs to correct them in front of you, so you know that he's not trying to force them on you. Just for clear mind, like, hey, that's not your mom. You can ask her if you can call her mom, but that's not your mom. But he needs to make that in front of you, so you don't feel pressured that he's trying to make those kids.
Well, but
you know what I mean?
but that's, I never felt pressure. I loved it when they called me mom.
No, but that's what I'm saying, though. It needs to be a...
Because I was there with them pretty much all the time, where their own mother wasn't. I was there taking them to school. I was there helping them do the schoolwork. I was there doing everything with them because their own mother wasn't.
Right, but you see what I'm saying, though.
I get it.
Yeah, just
but
out of respect, so they don't
like,
get pushed on you.
Because he did say something to me, how, his baby mama didn't, called him up and didn't like, why are my kids calling her mom? And it's like, well, because they feel comfortable doing it for some reason. You know, and I told him, I says, are you really going to force your kids to stop calling me mom? They call me mom for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, but it's
You know,
it's more.
I
Like,
know I'm not their biological mother, and I tell them, you know.
yeah. As long as you don't try to take that role,
No.
then I don't see an issue because kids are gonna have nicknames for everybody and anybody, no matter what.
You know,
My
but
daughter-
if the mother isn't around and the kids cling to me and call me mom because I'm the one that's there, whose fault is that? It's not mine.
Yeah, but it still doesn't
And-
matter if the mother's not around or not.
Well, but it
I
does.
mean, it's up to the child, but like I said, the father needs to step out and say, hey,
Well,
in front of you.
yes
Like,
and no.
My daughter.
I don't know. I don't agree with that.
My daughter won't call Jen mom. She won't do it, and I don't ever expect her to.
Well, right.
But she's
But that's
always
because
called,
her mom's around.
But she's always called her, Jen or Nen or something like
Mhm.
that. She's always had a nickname for it, so that's their bond. But I wouldn't tell her like you shouldn't do it. I'd be like, well, she knows that. Jen and I had that conversation. Like, look, if she wants to call you that, I didn't put it on her. She just was comfortable with you.
Hi, Clara Dalton.
So,
How you doing, Mama Rob? I
so-
love you and miss you.
So that's where I come from on this situation. It's like,
Well-
as long as you and your partner have understanding that it's not being forced on you, and if the kids want to do it because it makes them feel more comfortable around you, it's not about you. It's about making the kids feel comfortable.
Well, exactly. And it's like even when I broke up with their father, I made a promise to those kids. I will always be here. Period. Whether we're talking all the time, whether I'm with your dad or not, I'm always gonna be here. All you have to do is reach out, call if you need something, and if I can do it, I'm gonna be there.
Right. And that's the way that's the way it
And
should
for
be.
a while after that, they were still calling me mom.
Well, like I said, that's their comfort. That's
Right.
how they feel.
And I was okay with it. Because I love those kids like they're my own, and I still do. But they're getting older. They're getting, I don't hear from them as much as I would like to. But it's understandable because, they're at that age where they're just wanting to be around their friends, and they're doing this and they're doing that, and,
Oh yeah.
it is what it is. And on top of that, they're back with their mom anyway, so.
But
But they're still my babies, and I'm always going to love them.
It's still a tough situation.
It is. Aw, Gina. Hi, Gina. I miss my babies, Gina. I really wish that they would, reach out. I know why they don't, but I wish they would, at least if they were, when they're with their dad or something.
What's next?
Okay.
Why are you pausing like it's like?
Well, because sometimes I don't know, how to just bring it up. Because sometimes things are freaking sensitive, and sometimes aren't.
Well, it's me and you, and neither one of us are sensitive, so.
You're right. I'm not sensitive. So fuck you. I'm trying to watch my language. I don't want to swear that much. Okay. Oh, they're with their dad this weekend?
Spit it out.
Yay! Give my babies my love and tell them I love them. And maybe Dad will bring them to my job so I can see them tomorrow. I was watching on TikTok, and this guy, he was talking about, he's a recovering addict, and he was talking to this lady who has a son or daughter, I think, who's an addict and is, living at her house and treating her like shit and all that other stuff. And this guy wants to turn around and say, well, your daughter has a disease. And I turned around and I told him, no, she does not have a disease. Being an alcoholic or a drug addict is not a disease. Stop calling it a disease.
It's a choice.
Exactly. Addiction is not a disease. And they're like, oh, well, have you ever been addicted to anything? I'm like, yeah, I have, but it's not a disease. I've never been addicted to drugs because I've never done drugs because I've chose not to ever do drugs. But it's not a disease.
And not to get off your topic, but I seen know what? This video, I'm not saying anything about it, but it has a great fucking point, and it said, have you ever seen a crackhead go without? And it said, y'all people out there nowadays need to hustle hard like a crackhead, because you never see a crackhead go without. They always hustle to get what they want. I'm like, holy shit, that actually makes sense.
Yeah, but they hustle to get their crack, and that's it.
But the thing is
they don't hustle to get a real life.
That's why I said I'm not saying anything about the video or nothing like that. I'm just saying the way they put that is, the point is, you have crackheads out there hustling to get their next hit, but yet you can't have people out there to hustle to live their life.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like,
that's
holy
true.
Shit, that's pretty freaking real right there.
It is, and it's true, because
you have people out there that hustle for an addiction, but they won't hustle to live their life, to get better in life. Like,
isn't that a shame?
That is, it's fucked up. It really is. Because now that I see that, I'm like, you have crackheads out here working harder than some of these fucking kids for a job.
Okay,
shit.
and this is another thing. So, I see a lot of people who, have passed away from drugs. And every single time someone passes away from an addiction that they choose to do, their family members or their friends
They were a good person.
No. They are always blaming the dealer.
The dealer didn't force them to have it. The dealer didn't buy it for them.
My point exactly.
The dealer provided a service that they wanted.
Well, right. But why is it that people can't take or can't acknowledge that their loved one chose to do drugs, chose to be an alcoholic on a daily basis, and chose to go and see the dealer or whoever to get those drugs and kill themselves with it? Because let's face it, that's what they did. They killed themselves.
Yeah. Suicide. It's a straight up suicide. That's all it is. It's just too long.
Yeah. It's a slow suicide. And it's sad because people want to call it a disease, and it's not a disease, it's an addiction. Addiction is not the same as a disease.
And the reason why I said that whole, he's a good man, because they always say that at a funeral. You have people, and family members and friends, well,
Hi, Bree.
come in to a funeral and
What?
and
Yeah. Daughter.
I know. I was friends with my daughter.
Bree's friends with your daughter? Yeah. Bree's a good girl. I love her.
But they sit here and they
She's
do all this stuff, and then they sit there and say, oh, this person was a good person at their funeral. It's like, you talk so much shit, hated this person, but now you want to come and sit there and say that they're a good fucking person. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, what I find really crazy is when you have criminals going out there and they end up dying, which, from either a cop or someone else, and they're saying, oh, but he was such a good boy. He was so good. If he was so good, he wouldn't have put his life in that kind of situation being a criminal.
Right. No, you're right.
I understand if your son was a good kid and, when he was walking to school and not involved in anything like that, and was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. But to sit there and know that your child is a criminal, going out there doing criminal things, putting his life in danger, being a criminal on a daily basis, and you want to turn around and talk about how he's a good kid because he had to get blown away because he was pointing a gun at someone and he ended up getting shot first.
Do stupid shit, you get stupid prizes. So my thing is, you do stupid shit like that, then that's on you. I mean, it ain't got nothing to do with me.
It really doesn't. Hi, Stephanie. We talking about who I think? I don't know. Who do you think we're talking about? Because we're just talking about people.
Talk about life.
And yeah, just, in general stuff. Who do you think we're talking about? Bree? We're just literally just talking. It just in general about, you know,
Bullshit.
people. Yeah.
That's
It just,
no
you know,
specific person.
right, no specific person. But I mean,
We don't
yeah,
do that
it's
on
like,
here. We don't do that on here.
not really. I mean, we don't. But if people are, you know,
Stupid, we're gonna talk about it.
there's so many stupid people.
Right, but I'm just saying, there's stupid shit going on that, you know, it's just pointless, and yeah, we say it.
But
But
I mean,
we never point the fingers.
and it's like now, because I've known a few people. One of my closest friends that I've known for a long time OD'd. And as much as I miss him, and I hate that he died, but at the same time, it's like you did it to yourself. It's like I can't feel bad for.
She,
Oh,
Danny Lynn.
you're friends with Danny Lynn. My podcast partner is Danny Lynn's daddy, Dan.
Your dad's girlfriend's daughter.
Yeah.
Is that who you were talking about?
Probably. But, yeah. It's like, I can't feel bad for people who choose to do drugs knowing that they can die.
Yeah. No, it will come from somebody that's never done drugs. I mean,
You know,
I don't feel for bad for
I
people
mean,
like that.
being an alcoholic, you know that you're an alcoholic. You know that your liver is going to shit.
What are you trying to say?
And not you. And because you're not an alcoholic.
No.
No, I know of an alcoholic, and they drink all freaking day long.
Like, I couldn't do that. I really couldn't.
But and it's not just beer; it's that hard liquor
Oh yeah,
with like not mixed in pop, not mixed with water, just straight up liquor all day.
It's been 2 years. 2 years since I had liquor. I have not had no liquor in 2 years.
I ain't had a liquor in a long time.
God, I knew that was gonna come. As soon as I said it, I was like,
I'm okay with it, I guess. You know, your body doesn't crave what it does, what you don't give it anymore. So, although,
so,
but
little man sugar.
huh?
Guess the little guy's sugar levels came up on my phone.
Oh, is he okay?
No, he's fine.
Okay.
He's fine. It didn't beep, so I'm good.
Okay. Oh, you have it connected to your phone?
Oh, I can
So
see,
you
I can
know,
see it
like,
24/7. I can see when I'm at work, when he's at school.
now does he have something on him that lets you, you know,
Mhm.
signal
Mhm.
all the time?
He's got a monitor on him,
That's cool.
and it connects to his cell phone. As long as he's by Wi-Fi, it'll go to my phone.
That's cool.
It goes to my phone and Jen's phone.
So what happens if it goes low and no one's around?
So there's always somebody around him. He has to keep his medicine on him all the time.
Oh, even at school?
Yep, even at school, he takes his little.
Now,
fanny
does
pack.
he give it to his teacher to hang on to?
He goes to the office certain times of the day,
Oh, okay.
but they watch it.
For them to check it?
Yep. Well, it'll go right on his cell phone,
Okay.
so it'll just.
So it lets him know that it needs to be
Yeah.
checked?
It'll beep.
Or that it's low, or that it's high, or that it's normal?
Mhm. If it gets too low, it'll beep and annoy the shit out of everybody in the classroom until they give him a shot.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's,
If it's low, then they give him like 4 ounces of Mountain Dew or a candy or something like that to raise it.
okay.
And then if it's too high, they just give him a shot. They have a little chart on how much, if his sugar level's this high, give him this much. But probably within the next month, he's going to have a pump on him where it'll automatically do it on its own.
Really? That's,
It's crazy.
wow.
It's absolutely crazy. Technology.
Hi, honey, you're here. something else and I can't think about it right now.
I don't know. Let me see if I don't know if I have in my messages or not. I've been so out of it because I've been on vacation this week.
Well, you know what? I got. Did you ever?
Not be on vacation?
No. I know that there's people that you don't talk to, maybe in your family.
Yeah.
Because you ever do they
Spit it out, damn it.
Do they ever continuously do some backstabbing ratchet shit just to make, that just pisses you off?
Yeah, they just did one not too long ago. We talked about it.
Because...
Well, let me rephrase that. One did, and the other one don't know about it.
I will DM you. I do need prayers, and I'm physically okay, guys. I really am physically. I'm okay. It's just mentally I'm a little off. Not necessarily in a bad way. Like mentally I'm fine. But for those of you who know me, since I was, let's just say I want to come out of my Christian skin and go back to how I was before Christ and take care of something, and I'm just finding it really hard to give it to God. Let's just put it that way. So yeah. That's what I need prayers for, so I don't, go back to my ways before Christ and,
Preach! Oh my God, I have no clue what the hell you're talking about. So.
Well, I mean, before Christ, like back in my early days, before I, sought the Lord, became a Christian,
we are all
and accepted
flip-flop
Him
on
and
this
stuff
damn
like
podcast
that.
right now. You know that, right? You're talking from privilege
that,
to Lord.
Yeah, well, but people ask, so I'm saying what I need prayers for, and a lot of people, they know who I was before Christ. They don't know everything, but yeah, I need prayers because, yeah, someone did something which I know that she's, because she's just a two-faced backstabbing ratchet.
Can I do it then?
That fuck 'em up. I'ma do my stuff.
Yeah. You're so stupid.
Oh.
But.
Oh God, I love my little clips.
Stephanie, I was thinking more of the train station at Yellowstone. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm trying not to think that way. So keep me in your prayers because I need it. Steve says he wants your rope light on our house.
Oh,
Okay.
On the front of the house?
Yeah.
It's only $80.
Well, I'll be praying for you too. But,
It's just that rope light is a pain in the ass to frickin' put up. Actually,
Hey, Anthony Michael. Thank you for your prayers.
Drill a hole through the frickin' front of my house.
I'm sending you love and hugs to you and your wife. Your beautiful wife. I'm so happy for you guys. But anyway, yeah. Something else. Because the more I think about that, the worse the thoughts get, and it's not good.
God damn it. Talk about
Hey,
shit.
you're using the Lord's name in vain.
Gosh darn it.
Well,
Cheese ass! Oh my God, I remember saying that a long time ago.
Cassie! My girl Cassie's here. Hey, Cassie, give us a topic. I know you got some.
I need to get the phone line back on here. People can call.
Why? So people can call in?
Yeah.
That would be cool. Once we get everything
Well,
back on track and we start,
we can,
doing
I
it
can
and
do
hooking
it
things
now.
up.
Somebody would have to call our phone. I can just hook the Bluetooth speaker to that mic.
I will shoot. But, yeah, so.
Maybe we'll think about that next time.
And the phone line back on? Well, didn't we have it to where there was a completely different phone number
Yeah.
for them to call in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. I've been on TikTok a lot, and I've been getting like a lot of interesting ideas.
To be honest with you, I have not been on social media really.
What's the topic, Stephanie?
Bring them on camera.
Stephanie!
Bring them on camera.
Oh, it was just Cassie's
Oh.
watching. My girl Cassie's watching.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm waiting for Stephanie's topic.
How do you word it?
How do you forgive a child rapist?
You don't. Put them in the ground.
Well,
I'm sorry, but
forgiveness isn't for them, forgiveness is for yourself. You don't forgive someone for them, you forgive them for yourself.
now
Because they don't care if you forgive them or not.
Okay, now let me ask you this. I mean,
Because in order to, it's like,
are you talking about forgive them or forgive? Try to forget yourself because you knew something. Because you don't forgive somebody that hurt a child. Just me? No, that's an ultimate. No, that's you're causing death on yourself.
well, yes, they are causing death on themselves, but in order for you to be able to feel at peace, and that's where I'm saying, you don't forgive someone for them, because my own bloodline has done so much damage, and the bitch, forgive me, excuse my language, but she's still doing damage. She's still lying. She's still causing problems. She's still backstabbing. She's still doing all the same stuff to the same person. And I'm finding it hard not to come out of my Christian skin and bury her freaking 18 feet. That's just me.
Damn, you don't even want to go 6. You want to go 18.
No, I want to go 18 because that's where she belongs. But in my mind, I don't like feeling like that towards anybody. I'm finding it hard to forgive her, and that's why I'm needing prayers, because I know God is going to take care of this. I know people reap what they sow, and I know that a child rapist, when they end up in prison, you know what happens when they go to prison.
They get what they did.
I need you, they will reap what they sow. My thing is in order for me to have peace and stay right with God, I need God's help to forgive this person and anybody, but specifically this person, because of all the damage that her two-faced, backstabbing, ratchet BS is doing. It's not easy. And I don't know if I would ever be able to forgive a child rapist, but forgiveness doesn't mean forget, forgiveness doesn't mean continuing to be around them.
I couldn't do either. I couldn't forgive or forget.
Forgiveness doesn't mean you have to have them in your life. Forgiveness means, okay, Lord, you need to take care of this. and I don't want nothing to do with it, because if I see it, I'm gonna punch them in their freaking face, rip their dick off, shove it down their throat, and then dial 811, because I ain't calling no 911.
So
That dude's gonna disappear. But that's why.
do you think it's? I'm trying to think of the right words here. Do you think it's more? Do you think it's better for them to go to jail, or do you think it's better for them to die?
Well.
And this is a legit question, because a lot of people they don't deserve to live, but then you got some people out there that say, they don't deserve to get off that easy and just die. You get what I'm saying? And
Well,
I'm not talking about a case like this. I'm saying if you watch anything that has to do with like court cases, murders, or anything like that, because I love those kind of shows. You get a lot of people that sit there and say they don't need to get off that easy by having the death penalty or dying. No, I want them to live every day and think about reason why they're in jail and what's happening to them in jail and the reason why.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they will probably end up dying in jail anyway. Because that's the one thing in prison that people do not stand for.
Right.
They do not stand for. They will go after that person and do to that person what that person did to that child, and then kill them. Because they don't stand for that.
So back to the question: would you rather them die, or would you rather them just serve their time out and get what they get? What would you be justified with as a fact of what happens to them?
I've never really been one to wish death on anybody no matter what they've done. Believe it or not, for some reason, I
No,
But
and I understand that.
like I said, he's you reap what you sow, and you're gonna
not
get what you
cold-hearted,
deserve.
but
Right.
You expect them to get what they.
Like, if you go to jail, go to jail. I don't feel sorry for you to what happens to you. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't.
I'd love to say good question, but that's we kind of answered that real quick. This is back to dead. Just first thing pops in my head.
Yeah.
Dead.
I mean that, and that's the first thing that pops in my head.
Anybody that hurts a child. Anybody that hurts a child.
I mean, I don't know. Let's put it this way. I would never sit there and allow a person to hurt a child in front of me like that. I will catch a case and I will go to prison, because I will be protecting that child.
Yeah,
Period.
She said death is the easy way out. No, I agree. That's why I said, when I say death, it doesn't mean like put them in the ground or kill them or anything. It means that they're dead to me, and whatever they get in life
Is what they
is
get
what
in
they
life.
get. I mean, basically, I don't give two shits about what happens to your life anymore.
And that's how I feel about the certain bloodline, and because of what she's doing. And all I can do is just pray, God, you need to take care of her, because if I do, it ain't going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty.
Like I said, anybody that hurts a child doesn't need to be definitely around me.
Oh yeah, no. You don't want to be around me. You hurt a child or you hurt an animal in front of me, I'm catching a case. I'm gonna catch a case, and I won't care.
She can be down with the sickness, yo.
Damn straight. I
The sickness of hiding his body.
Yeah. I don't dial 911.
What do you say?
Any rapist should get what they used to do. He's getting raunchy. All right, babe. He says.
I just ain't got my glasses, so I can't see the shit.
He's probably, and it sounds like he's talk texting instead of texting. But he's getting numb. He thinks a glass tube should be crammed down the pee hole and smashed with a hammer so they can be in pain for life.
You stay the fuck away from me. Not that I do anything wrong, but goddamn, I don't even like your jokes. Jesus.
Well, I mean, that's how he thinks.
Jesus.
Everyone has a right to think what they want to think.
It's for you. You inflict pain, you should get pain, most definitely.
Yeah. I mean...
Damn, that's a little graphic, bro.
Yeah.
Faces of death shit over there.
Mm-hmm. But some people need that. Some people do. Some people need that. And I think it's,
You say you're on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else got a topic on Facebook there? Because I'm running this off of YouTube.
I mean, I
I don't
think,
see the Facebook,
I love you too, Cassie. Thanks for watching for a little bit. Leave your hair alone. Let it grow. Whatever you're doing, don't butcher it anymore. Just wash it and leave it alone. I'm assuming.
Okay, change the subject.
Okay, another subject. Next.
Do you think... Okay, we're going to go off of like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all this bullshit, okay? When people put profile pictures up and they use filters for their profile picture.
Mm-hmm.
But yet,
Hi, Johnny.
But yet call other people fake for doing shit. Would you consider that them being fake?
What are they calling other people fake for?
I'm saying, I'm just saying as of their profile picture. Not pictures just on their pages or whatever, but as their profile pictures to basically lure people when they click on it.
I guess how much, because it's like how much of a filter?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You don't know nowadays.
I mean, is it much of a filter to where if you see them in person and they're on Facebook, right? Then that's fake. I've used filters, but I haven't used them to the point to where it doesn't look like me.
Never, but I'm gonna do it, so I don't give a
It's
fuck.
like very light filters.
Yeah.
It's not what you see is what you get, even in the picture.
And there'll be never any filters on this podcast.
No.
Never. I don't agree with it because I think it's like kind of like catfish.
Well, to a point, depending
it's like Tinder on fucking steroids.
Oh my gosh.
Not that I've ever been on it, but I'm just saying it's just like a dating website with steroids, basically.
Well, I mean, a lot of people do that.
Oh.
But it's like, and I hate to say it, but guys do the same thing too.
I didn't say just women, did I?
I've seen
Facebook,
guys.
Instagram,
what they do is
TikTok.
they post their old pictures when they were young, and and make it as if that's who they are now.
But
you don't look the same as you did when
now. If you posted older pictures, and for instance, if you posted pictures of when you were like 25 to 30,
mm-hmm.
and yet your profile says you're like 48. Motherfucker, you know that ain't them. You know it ain't them.
No, but you have some gullible people. I'm not one of them, but you have some gullible people.
Don't get me wrong, because I posted pictures from back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Cindy.
But yet, they don't stand there long. Like, as a profile picture.
Yeah.
The ones I post, people's already seen them.
Right.
People has always seen, because I don't just add people to my fucking Facebook just for the hell of it. Be honest with you, I'm really not even on Facebook or the social media.
But everybody knows you because they've all known you, for a long period of time.
So I'm the type of person like, oh, I want 7,000 friends just to see you. No.
You're not on there to, get a bunch of attention from people. And normally when you post a picture that's from like way back in the day, you'll say something like, throwback or something like that. You're not trying to portray yourself as 20-something years old anymore.
But honestly, a lot of times when I post shit on fucking Facebook, like pictures-wise, I'm doing it so I can delete it off my fucking phone, and I ain't gotta waste my fucking space on my phone. Because Facebook is gonna keep it. If I ever want to go back to it, I just go on to fucking Facebook and pull it up.
Well, why don't you just put it in your email? Send it to your email. You can find it in your email.
I don't open that. There's nobody's sending me important shit. If they sit there and say, "Hey, we're gonna send you an email," I check it when they tell me they're gonna send it to me, and then I'll put it in a folder so I remember where it's at.
Woo!
Other than
Sorry, I put too much lemon in here.
no, I was gonna say goddamn Patron. But I don't look at
It's so
it. Like,
good.
I don't look at. You getting her liquor?
Mm-mm.
But I don't check any of those. I don't check, my emails. Or nothing. I mean, I went in there the other day and it said I had like 10,000
Lemon juice.
10,000 emails.
Now, see,
I delete it.
I go through my
Delete all.
emails and I just, there's some that I keep, and then there's some that I get rid of. But I go through my emails every day and just get rid of the ones that I don't have or need and keep the ones that I do.
I don't do it. I check.
Because, like if I shop on TikTok, they let me know. That's where they let me know.
Well, see,
or like
if I order
my
something,
banking, they contact, me through email to let me know the statement's in or whatever.
oh no, I get text messages. But I mean, like, if I buy something, okay, I'll go in there and I'll get the receipt and I'll put it in my because I got a purchase folder.
Mhm.
So I'll put it in there. Other than that, I don't go in there. I check my damn deer cameras more than I check my email. So I mean, because I don't care about it. I know there's nothing in there fucking important that's gonna change my life.
Hi, Cindy. We just do a podcast. Me and my podcast partner Dan. He's right there.
Woo!
I'm not allowed to turn my phone sideways while I'm going live on Facebook through my own page, so all you can see is me. But we do a podcast pretty much every week, and we just talk about, a
Whatever
whole bunch
comes
of
to mind.
stuff. Yeah. So that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Nothing, nothing major. We just talk about a whole bunch of stuff.
Whatever comes to mind, or whatever we've seen throughout the week, or
Do you think that people change the subject? Do you think that people who are constantly negative can be happy
with who?
with
Themselves or
themselves?
No. I don't think they can be happy with anybody else either. Because if you're always negative, then who the fuck's gonna want to be around you to? If you're always negative, ain't nobody gonna try to make you positive. Because if you're always showing negative, they're gonna be like, what's the point? They're always gonna find the negative in whatever positive I'm saying. But it's gonna take a while for that person to be like,
Hi, Beth. That's
why are you gonna want to be around a negative person?
it's
bring
true,
you
but it's
down?
not true because I've come across some negative people, and sometimes
You calling me negative?
no.
I'm not agreeing with you.
Not you. No. But like sometimes you can get through a negative person. Hey, Scotty. Sometimes you can get through a negative person and cause them to start being more positive. But then other times you have those people who are always, poor pitiful me, wham, life sucks, everything
Which
this,
is
yeah,
60% of the people.
poor me. And it's like, even though you try to feed them positive energy, sometimes it's those people who won't sit back and be like, okay, well, wait a minute, let me look at my life and maybe you're right.
But you can only give so much positive
You
energy
can
before
before
you're
it
like,
starts draining you.
well, before you're like, okay, I'm not getting across.
Yeah. And
Because
sometimes it's those people that you have to walk away from, because even though you're trying to be nice and you're trying to, tell them, look, try and see it from this perspective, this positive perspective, as opposed to this negative perspective, and maybe you'll see the light, or things will start looking better, or you'll start to feel like more positive. Because some people are just, they're drained and so tired because they're so negative all the time.
Right. Well, there's sometimes when, like for instance, if you come across somebody that's just, I'll use for, say they just got out of a relationship. They're gonna be negative, but you know, in the back of your head that this person is not actually negative. They're just going through a hard time. Now that I can deal with.
Well, right.
I can be there for that. But with somebody's like negative, like from the day you met them to the current time, it's like, why do I want you around me? Why? Because you're gonna bring me down at some point in time. And I work too hard kicking people out of my life that were negative to let somebody that's 100% negative back in. I don't mind trying to help somebody for a little bit, or maybe open their eyes to something.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're constantly negative, I can't do it. I just can't. I got kids and shit like that to worry about.
My podcast partner, Beth, we do a podcast almost every week, and we just talk about a bunch of stuff. Well, because it's like I choose to be positive pretty much about everything. I don't feel the need to look at people and criticize them because of what they're wearing, or because of what they're doing, or because of, whatever. Because to me, that would say more about me than it ever would about them.
Right.
But I always choose to be positive, and I always try to, spread my positivity. So when I'm around negative people, even like ones, that are like family, and I love them dearly. And and it's like, you need to try and see things, you need to stop doing this because you're making yourself more miserable than you ever will someone else by trying to criticize them for whatever reason. Or, the fact that you're having a pity party because you think that nothing's going your way, that's not going to get you anywhere either. People don't understand. I've had friends, they're always negative because something's going wrong or things aren't going their way.
Yeah, but have they ever tried to not to see the positive though? People might think everything's going their way, but everything happens to people for a reason. Obviously.
Exactly.
So I don't see, like, for instance, I always tell people if obviously they're in a bad mood or negative or whatever, I was like, well, maybe this happened for a reason because there's going to be another door open up for you that's going to make this a 10 times positive thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, no, how can that happen with this? It's like, you don't know.
It's like I've seen people where it's like, they get a flat tire and they just start raging and just cussing and swearing.
It's a fucking flat tire.
And raging up a storm. And I'm sitting there like, come on, girlfriend, you need to calm down. You need to woosah because, yeah, I know this situation is not ideal at the moment because you're trying to get somewhere, but there's a reason why this is happening. And and I tell them, anybody, maybe God is trying to protect you from something, and that's why this happened. And I say that because there was a time when I had my Bonneville. I was over there at it used to be Walgreens on Cherry Hill and Inkster. I was over there, and I was getting ready to leave Walgreens and then shoot across and go over to the gas station. Well, it just so happened my car would not start. It wouldn't start at all. And no, not at all. I grabbed my hammer, I went up underneath, I banged up on my starter because I knew my starter was, having problems because I had to do it once before a long time ago, so that's what I did. And I go and I tried to start it and it wouldn't start. So I go and I do it again and I go and try to start it and I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, it's not starting. And then what happens? A car accident right there where I was going to be at that moment if my car would have started. Right after that accident happened, I tried to start my car and it started.
I threw the link on your thing, so
But yes, we are also live on YouTube, guys. If you want to go on YouTube, Dan just posted the link on YouTube. But yeah, it's like I always try to, tell people, look, just calm down and know that there's a reason for everything. You're being protected from something most of the time.
A lot of people don't have the mindset for that.
They don't, because they're
it's
just
happened
so,
to me now. This is how my life's gonna be. And it's like,
oh yeah, my
just
life sucks.
Chill the fuck out.
But that's how they think all the time. Oh, my life sucks. Oh, this sucks. Oh, that sucks. Oh, poor me.
And that's honestly how some people want to live their life though. Pity me.
But then they wonder why their friends start walking away from them. Because they're negative. I have no friends. Well, look in the mirror. You're the reason why you have no friends, because you're negative all the time.
Right.
And nobody wants to be around a 24/7 negative Nancy. One minute you're praising God, the next minute you're having a fit, and oh, poor me, I just want to kill myself because,
But especially when the fact of you're being so negative around somebody that's so positive, but yet the people that are positive, that are trying to help you, have other people in their life, like they have a family. Mm-hmm. So they don't want the negativity around to basically take back to their family and be negative. I mean, it follows you, it chases you, because even though you don't think it is, I say for instance somebody's being negative and they tell you their issues or problems or whatever, you go home and you think about that. You're gonna go home and you're gonna think about that to the point where it's gonna start bringing you down. Like, wow, if that happened to me, I probably would feel the same, and it's constantly gonna be on your mind. So, I mean, that's how I see it.
Yeah, some people don't. Cindy, my Aunt Cindy's on here. But you're right, and it's like I've actually had to cut people off because their negativity is just too draining.
Yeah, I've cut many.
And I don't even tell them, because I don't even tell them why I cut them off. Because for some reason sometimes people feel the need to be like, oh, well, you and I aren't going to be friends anymore. I'm not talking to you anymore because of that. I don't do that.
No,
I just, you know what? I wish you the best. I'll be praying for you, but, and I love you, but I got to love myself more, because my peace of mind is more important than bending over backwards for someone who's not going to get it.
Right.
Who's toxic.
No, I've been to the point where basically people have been so negative. I'm like, well, obviously if this is the way you feel or whatnot, and this is all you want to bring, obviously you don't want me around because I'm not going to listen. I'll flat out tell them. At this point, I wouldn't care if I hurt their feelings or not, because of the fact that you want to be basically like a negative Nancy,
mm-hmm.
and you know where I stand, and you know I'm not going to take that. I'm trying to help you, but you don't want to take any near. I'll flat out tell them. Obviously you don't want me around. I've done it before. I've asked them, do you want me to be a part of your life or whatnot? And yet they keep bringing the negative or disrespect or whatever to me or around me. It's like, fuck it, I'm gone. And I just,
and some people, they just have that, and what's even funnier is you have people who bring the situations upon themselves and then still play the victim.
They always will.
It's like they don't want to take responsibility for anything that they've done. I mean, I see it all the time, and it's like, how can you not see that there are consequences to your actions? And every action you have, there's a consequence. But you don't want to look at your actions that's causing the consequences.
Okay, what about this? What about if you have, how to word this? If you know somebody and they're always being a negative Nancy, a downer or whatnot,
mm-hmm.
but yet no matter what, even if you don't talk to them, you know they're going to be
specific. Give me a hypothetical or for instance.
Say you're in a relationship. You get out of that relationship.
Okay.
And these people want to play games with you and shit like that, and you completely rid them off, but yet they always know they have that one thing on you. It could be rumors, it can be something in your life, it could be a child, it can be anything. But they always have that one thing above you.
Well, but they only have it above you because you allow them to use it. If it doesn't, no matter what they say or do, I mean, people have tried using the fact that I was once a stripper in my early 20s.
You weren't?
I did it for 3 years. I didn't make it a career. I got in it. I moved out of my house. I did it for 3 years. When my 3 years was up, I was out. That's it.
Oh, so you was that crackhead hustling then?
No. Shockingly, I think I was one of the women that was the only, the sober one.
But no, I'm saying you were that,
But
like we said
people-
earlier,
but
you were
listen.
hustling to get what you wanted in life, like a crackhead.
Yeah. But people would sit there and try and use that against me now. Oh, well, you were a stripper. Okay, and?
Who cares? Who
Oh,
cares?
you seem to think that I care, that whatever it is that you think you have on me is going to affect me, because it's not. Because I don't care what you think. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. If you feel the need to go and do whatever and try and make me look bad, I don't care what other people think about me. I just don't.
So it's the point of, no matter what people have on you, you're just gonna be.
Not give a shit.
You're gonna be blank about it. You're basically just gonna be like, if you got it, use it. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a legit answer.
Because that when people do stuff like that, they're trying to manipulate you into doing something that they want you to do, or to keep you in check, or to keep you in line, or whatever. Well, I'm sorry, but
Ain't nobody keeping me in line. I'm sorry.
if you think that that's going to, if you think by, telling someone something is going to affect me as if I care what other people think, if they're going to listen to you, knowing who you are, I just tell them, well,
Well, see, my thing is the fact
if that's,
the only thing that matters to me is basically my family, taking care of them, don't fuck with my kids. Those are the only thing that you can have whatever you want on me.
mm-hmm.
I can care less. At this point in my life, fucking I'll be 48 this year. I lived more of my life than what I have left, so I'm not gonna fucking worry about what the fuck you got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The rest of my life is worry free. I'm not gonna worry about something with not knowing how many years I have left.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And I wish a lot of people would think that way. The fact of, like I said, half your life is over. You spent over half your life already. You don't know how much longer you're going to be here.
Exactly.
So stop fucking worrying about it, and stop worrying about what people think of you. Live your life.
I've never cared about what people thought of me.
I used to back in the day, but
I never
from my
did.
past, it was kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
So I did back in the day, like 20s, teens, 20s, whatever. Probably when I got to late 20s is when I started to not care more and more. By the time I hit 32, I really didn't give a shit. By the time I hit 36, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, I was young and didn't give a shit.
I did though.
I mean, I didn't. Because I know who I am. And what you think and what I know.
That crackhead stripper, that's
what you think and what I know are two different things. And what you think, I don't care. And people get mad at that. You know, I mean, I've had family members get mad at me because, you know, they think I should do something their way. Well, guess what? It ain't about you. I'm not obligated.
Emotional damage.
Emotional.
I will cause emotional damage. That's why I hand out pacifiers. Because I will. Because you're not going to manipulate me into doing what you want because you think I should do it your way because you don't like it.
And that's the way it should be.
You know, you need to look in the mirror and figure out what your problem is and why you're offended all the time and pissy all the time and think everybody needs to bow down to you all the time
Moral of the story.
before you come at me sideways.
Moral of the story, just stop caring what people think and be happy with yourself.
Yeah.
And if you ain't happy with what's going on in your life, make small changes. If you have the time to make the changes, just make the changes. You can always recover from it if you're young enough.
Right, but sometimes making yourself happy is just changing your,
Mindset.
yes, your mindset.
You hear my dog?
I know,
She's crying at the steps.
I know.
She's like, you've been down there for
Poor
too long.
Bella. But I mean, yeah, that sometimes that's, you know, a mindset change, a perspective change can change your life for the better if you choose to think positive. And you have to force yourself to think positive because thinking negative is so easy. Thinking positive isn't, but you can't think negative and
But that's the only
positive
way
at
you're
the
going to
same
get better.
time.
That's the only way you're going to get better and get peace
Yeah.
with yourself. You're never going to get peace with everybody else. Never. That's highly impossible.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what's that?
Beth. She said, because I've known Beth for a really long time. She went to school with my sister, and I've known her for a long time. She says one of the sweetest women I've ever met in my life. She says, "Who are you talking about? I can feel you have someone in your head."
We have to tune in the next time to the next episode on YouTube.
Right.
I did post it in the comments that people want to save it.
Yes, Dan did post our live on YouTube because we're actually going live on YouTube. I just chose to go live on my Facebook. You just can't see Dan because I'm not able to turn my phone
But I posted the link in there.
sideways so you can see us both. But the YouTube the YouTube link is on there.
It's in the comments.
It's
so
in the comments.
If you guys wanted to check out the other
Yeah.
podcasts or whatever.
You can feel free to find us on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and then every time we have a podcast, it'll come up and you can watch us on YouTube.
We're trying every Friday or Saturday
Yeah.
until hunting season.
What?
Until hunting season. Then
And
we
then
try to do it on like a Wednesday or something.
Ooh.
Or another day.
Or like Thursday.
What, Bob? No,
What?
she wants me.
Okay, what time is it?
9:30.
It is 9:30.
All right.
It is time for us to close down.
So-
Thank you guys for joining.
And then check in with us next time.
Yes, check it out.